Hey everybody, it's our last week. I can't believe we've made it through the semester, but also the semester's over. I always feel bittersweet at the end. And this year I think it's a little bit worse since we don't get to see each other face to face, and that stinks. So this last week, the things that I have for you to watch and look at, there's the required part, which is about sex work. So looking at sort of sex work from lots of different angles, looking at it from sort of positive sex work, looking at it from sort of pornography and other sort of stuff, and looking at it from trafficking sort of views. Sex work is really wide and varied. It's hard to put it all in together because they're so different. And so that's an important sort of thing. And so you have a number of videos this week to watch to give you different sort of perspectives on what working in sort of the commercial field of sex is like. As a bonus, just sort of fun stuff. This is way more fun when we're in class face to face. Sex toys, yay! I have some great videos there that talk about different kinds of sex toys, different ways to use them, other sort of things. That's all bonus material. Just because we ran out of weeks in the semester. And so the sex toy stuff is not required, but it's fun. The only thing that you have to do for class activity this week is to write a response about the sex work portion, but the sex toy stuff is just really fun. And so that is a bonus. And then just sort of some final wrap up of things for the semester that I always usually like to do. With my students. So this semester, I'm really sad I didn't get to meet all of you face to face in person. Teaching is my life. It is my job that I love, and being in person and getting to connect with all of you and have these really deep discussions in class is so much better. Sadly, COVID has made this the reality that we're living in, and it is something that we have to deal with for the time being, because it is about people's health and lives and all those sort of things. But I am really sad that I didn't get to meet each of you sort of face to face. I've enjoyed getting to know you via sort of virtual world. It's been really nice to hear your thoughts and do all these other sort of things. But definitely I wish I could have met you all in person. So I hope that you have learned a lot in the semester, and that we've been able to make it work in virtual world as much as possible. For our final exam, you have an essay exam, open book, open note, open timed. It is much more of a reflective sort of essay, looking at sort of the big picture questions of things that we've learned over the semester. And so not something to be concerned about, not something you need to crash study for or any sort of thing. If you've been paying attention and doing all the things that I've asked you to do, you're well prepared for the final exam. So that will open on Monday morning, and you will have until Thursday to complete it, I believe. Maybe Wednesday. Look at your syllabus, it's there. So for my final sort of parting thoughts, things that I want you to think about, one of the things that I always hope to do in all of my classes is to help you grow as a person, not just learn the content and the material, but to actually grow as a person. And so I want you to think about that. How has this class changed you as a human? Not just what have I learned about human sexuality, which is great, but how have you grown as a person? What have you done this semester, both because of this class and because of COVID and because of other sort of things? How have you grown as a human being? I think that's a really important sort of thing just to reflect on personally. You don't have to tell me or do any sort of thing, but I want you to think about that. Other things that I want you to remember that are specific to this class, I want you to remember that everybody is born a sexual being, that we're all capable and inherently sexual beings, and that sex is good and healthy, and it's not something we should be embarrassed about, or it's something that we should be ashamed about. It's part of the normal human experience, and that the best sex for you is the sex that feels good for you, that doesn't push you too far, but lets you explore and be yourself. That is the best kind of sex for anybody. Pleasure is a good thing. It is your right as a human being to have pleasure, to get pleasure and seek pleasure wherever that comes, whether it be by yourself, whether it be with other people, in whatever sort of way that comes. There are no universal rights and wrongs in the world of sexuality except for consensual sex, right? So as long as something is consensual, that's all that matters. Doesn't matter if you're super wild and kinky and swinging off the walls. Doesn't matter if you're super vanilla and you just really, really love that. There's no wrong way to be a sexual being. All of those ways are good things. It's just as okay to say yes as it is to say no, and both of those are equally as important. Communication is really important. I think a lot of you learned that through your papers that you were working on for the semester, that even if it was, action specific or other sort of things, the communication and the confidence in being able to talk about sexuality as a human is really, really important. And I think that a lot of you have demonstrated how much you've grown in that sort of way, even though we're in this virtual world and communication is a little bit different. Best relationships have good communication. Doesn't matter if you're hot, doesn't matter if your sex is great, doesn't matter all these sort of things. The best communications will survive and thrive by having really good communication patterns. Communication takes practice. It's not an easy thing that we just wake up knowing how to do, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And so I think that's a really important sort of thing for you to think of. Hopefully I've instilled in you some body love. I think that's a really important sort of thing. It's one of my biggest sort of side quests, I guess, in the class, is to help you realize, A, you're more than your body. You're your thoughts, your feelings, you're all sorts of things, but there's no wrong way to have a body, that your body is perfect and beautiful the way that it is, and that your body has a 100% success rate of keeping you alive. That's pretty amazing, right? No matter how much abuse and hatred and judgment we put towards our bodies, every day our bodies wake up and they're like, all right, let's do this thing. And I think that's a really important sort of thing that we need to acknowledge. Anyone who tries to tell you that your body is not good or you shouldn't love your body is an asshole, and you should ignore them and tell them to get the hell away from you, okay? I hope that you have gotten some different sort of perspectives on feminism and patriarchy. Again, feminism is not about hating men. In fact, it's about loving men just as much as we love women, right? And so thinking about sort of society is ill, and society has these weird connotations and these awkward sort of things that it imbibes on us. But actually, if we value every single person as a human being, as a valid human sort of experience, then actually that's better for everybody. And I think that's an important sort of thing to remember. What do you do next? Well, I hope that you find some passion and use your skills in the best way possible. Whatever that passion is. Maybe you are a public health person. Yay. Maybe you're not. Maybe you just took this class because it was a GE class. That's totally fine. Whatever it is that you're passionate about, go and do that. We need more passion. We need lots more passion in this world, not some half-assed sort of me-ness sort of stuff. I hope that you get involved in your communities. I think activism is an important guiding point for all of our communities. What we see in the world can always be better. And so part of that is us trying to do our best to change the world and to make sure that we're getting involved with something. I don't care what it is that you're passionate about or want to get involved in. Whatever it is, get involved in it. There is no such thing as bad activism. I want you to be passionate about something, even if it's stuff I don't agree with, even if it's stuff that I don't care about. I want you to be involved, because the growing amount of apathy for change and social engagement is the thing that makes it sort of hardest on me as a teacher to see. What else? Be tenacious. Change is possible. I think it's really important for us to see the good in the world and to realize that we can change the world. That's part of this sort of activism thing and being passionate about something, anything. We're going to have defeats. We're going to get depressed. We're going to have things where society kicks us in the teeth and we're going to be, ugh. But I think it's really important that we keep pressing on in spite of that. Hey, quiet. Other classes that I teach. So sometimes people love these classes that they've taken and they want to take more of them. Well, I teach PHHA 328, which is multicultural health, health equity now. I teach one class in the fall, one in the spring. If you're a public health major, you have to take that class. If you're not, there is still sometimes space in there for others. There are 2 sections of that class. I teach one and somebody else teaches another. If you love me, try to get my class. If you hate me, then don't take my class. I also teach PHHA 467, mental and emotional health. I teach 2 sections in the fall and 1 in the spring. I'm the only person who teaches that class. So if you hate me, sorry, that's the only class. Or I'm the only person who teaches that class. If you love me, hey, come and try that class. I think it's a great class, even if I'm biased about it. Keep in touch. The hardest part about being a college professor is that our students move on and we stay here. And so we miss you when you are gone. So keep in touch. I have my contact information in the slides this week, my email, my office in case we ever get back to campus, and then all of my social media links. If you thought I was intense in this class, I'm even more intense on social media, so just keep that in mind. I'm happy to be your friend, have you follow me, etc., whatever it is. All of those things are fine, but I will never seek out students. I allow students to come to me just in case it feels like a weird power differential. So that's all I have for you. Thank you for a great semester. I really enjoyed it. I would have enjoyed it more if we were in person, but I enjoyed getting to know you as well as I could via this virtual world. I hope you have a very good break. Get some relaxation in, work on your mental health, have fun. All right, bye.